Hello everyone! So as I explained in my email, I have created this short video as both a teaching tool for the 2 new librarians joining the early literacy team, and also as a refresher for all of our current team members. Excel is a tool that unfortunately we don't use often, and this video will help ensure that we all know how to work with the data that is tracked by the Early Literacy Committee. I will be using the spreadsheet that details the supply order recently placed for the summer storytime cycle, which is currently displayed on the screen. The Early Literacy Committee has a tight budget that we have to adhere to, so creating these spreadsheets helps me keep track of costs as well as maintain transparency and accountability in the group. One of the problems that librarians often bring up is that the data is not easy to sort. So maybe you want to see what was ordered specifically for toddler story times across the library system. And the way the table is set up, that's not currently really easy to see. Through this tutorial, I will show you how to sort the data using the tools in Excel to meet your needs. So, these are our objectives. After watching this video tutorial, you should know how to do the following: sort a table in ascending and descending order, and custom sort a table. So first we're going to open the Early Literacy Summer Storytime Order document, which I have displayed on the screen right now. And as you can see, the data has already been formatted as a table. This is true for all of the spreadsheets that I create for the Early Literacy Committee. This table is divided into 6 columns. And the first column, which I'm clicking right now, is the branch location. The column following that is the type of story time, whether it's toddler, kids, or baby story time. This is followed by a column for the item that was ordered. And then the next column is for quantity, how much of each item did we order. And the next column is for the cost per item. And the final column is the total cost of the order. So let's say that you ordered 2 types of one item. What is the total cost of that order? So let's say that you want to sort the information in this table according to the type of story time. You want to see what was ordered for toddler story times across the entire library system. So to do that, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on any cell on the type of story time column. Once you clicked up any cell, this lets Excel know that this is the column that you're going to sort. Then head up and click on the Data tab. And then at the far left, you're going to see a Sort button. It has an A on top of a C with an arrow pointing down. So if you click on that button, you now can see the data sorted in ascending order. So from A to Z, it starts with babies, then kids, and then toddlers in the type of story time. So the rest of the data is ordered according to the ascending sort placed in the type of story time column. Now if we click on that button again, it is now listed in descending order. So I can see toddlers first, and I can see how many orders were placed for toddler time, and then kids, and finally babies. Now if you wanted to specifically decide which type of sort you needed, right next to that picture is an upside down triangle. You click on the upside down triangle and that opens up a drop down menu. And the first option is ascending. So if you click on there, you see that the table changes once again, and the type of story time are now listed in ascending order, again from A to Z. So you can also once again go back up there and click on the upside down triangle and click on descending, and then the table changes again, this time starting with toddler time, then kids, and finally babies. So just clicking on the icon is a quick way to sort the information, but if you wanted to choose specifically what you needed, you choose the upside down triangle and the drop down menu appears, and then you can choose whether ascending or descending depending on your needs. So when you do just click the sort button and then you try to sort another column, the original sort just no longer transfers over. So if I sort the type of story time and then I decide I want to sort by branch location, the type of story time will no longer be sorted toddler, kids, and babies. The data will just be sorted according to the branch location column. There is a way to add multiple levels of sorting to a table, and you do this through a custom sort. So to do this, you're going to go right back up to the sort button and you're going to click on that upside down triangle. In this case, you can't just click on the sort button. You do have to click the upside down triangle, open up the drop down menu, and head to the last option, which is custom sort. So I'm going to click on that. So now it's going to open up a dialog box that says sort at the top. And at the very top it says add levels to sort by. So this is where you can add multiple levels. The very first level starts by sort by. So that's the first sort that you're going to place. And it already has the sort that I just did placed in there. So you have the first column, which is called column because this is where you choose which column you want to sort. So I'm going to choose type of story time. If you click on that column, it opens up a drop down menu where you can choose which column you want to sort. So I'm going to click on type of story time, and then the next column is sort on. So what kind of sort do you want to do? Do you want to do a value sort, a cell color, font color, or cell icon sort, which are the options in the drop down menu. Now we're going to choose values, and then the next column says order. If you click on that, it gives you an A to Z option or a Z to A option. So I'm going to click Z to A because we want to know about toddler story time. So we want toddlers to show up first. So a descending order. And then the final column says color icon, but I don't use color icons in my table. So if you click on there, you actually don't get a drop down menu. Then in the lower left hand corner, you will see a plus sign. If you click the plus sign, it adds a level. Right next to that is a minus sign that removes a level for sorting. And the final box is copy. You click on copy, you copy the level. So we're going to click on the plus and add another level. And then the next sort that we're going to do, we're going to click on the column, and we're going to sort by the cost per item. I'm going to click on the cost per item, and then sort on. For the sort on column, we're going to choose values once again, because we want to sort according to what is inside the data inside each box. So we're going to choose, not each box, sorry, each cell. So we're going to choose values. And the next column is order. And we click on there, and the options that we have in the drop down menu are smallest to largest and largest to smallest. So I'm going to click on smallest to largest. And then I'm going to click OK. So when you do that, you can see that our table now has changed. The type of story time, in the type of story time column, you have toddlers, then kids, and finally babies listed first. So we do have our toddlers listed first. And then I'm going to just highlight all of the rows that are for toddler time. And then if you see under cost per item, the cost per item column, they are listed in from smallest to largest. So we can see that the least expensive item ordered for story time was the white paper plates that were $7.99, and the most expensive were the hide and seek beehives ordered, which were all $29.99. And that is how you do a custom sort. Now you should know how to sort a table in ascending and descending order and custom sort a table. Thank you for watching.